In Greenville County, a former Hillcrest High School assistant coach has been arrested after reportedly having an inappropriate relationship with a student. Simpsonville police say 26-year-old Sayshawn Tucker Grimes is charged with sexual battery with a 17-year-old student with no aggravated force or coercion. According to warrants, it happened in early June and police were notified in August. Tucker Grimes also worked as an aide at Hillcrest Middle School. Greenville County Schools acknowledged the situation and says he is no longer employed with the district. Also breaking in Lawrence County this weekend, deputies say they've arrested a man in connection to a stabbing. Investigators say it happened on Charlotte's Road in Clinton yesterday evening. We're told 30-year-old Cameron Blackwell was arrested this morning after he reportedly ran from the scene. Details are limited. There's no word yet on the victim's condition. Spartanburg police are investigating another shooting at an apartment complex this weekend. It is the same place where a 7-month-old was shot and killed nearly 2 weeks ago. 7 News' Scarlett Lizjak has the latest.
Police say a shooting early Saturday morning sent one man to the hospital. This comes nearly 2 weeks after a 7-month-old was fatally shot in the same apartment complex. Spartanburg police say a quiet morning turned violent when gunfire erupted at the Collins Park apartment complex. According to police, officers rushed to Kirkland Terrace after reports of shots fired. They found a man laying face down near a parked car, bleeding from multiple gunshot wounds to his chest and under his arm. We're told officers applied chest seals and provided emergency aid until paramedics arrived to transport him to the hospital. His condition remains unknown at this time.
We do not feel like it was a random act. We believe that this victim and the suspect were acquaintances or knew each other or had planned to meet there.
Police tell us a bystander saw a teal-colored vehicle speeding away right after the shooting. At the scene, officers discovered a black handgun and blood inside the victim's nearby car, along with 2 rifle casings on the ground. We're told the front passenger window of the victim's car was shattered by 2 bullet holes. Police say this is the second shooting so far this month at the complex. On August 3rd, officers say 7-month-old Zymir DeMarco Smith was shot in the neck while asleep with his mother.
We're still following up on leads. We continue to get information almost daily. That information we follow up on every lead, regardless of the direction that it leads us. We continue to follow up on those until we can figure out who's responsible for the death of the 7-month-old.
The Spartanburg Police Department is offering a $5,000 reward for information regarding the death of the infant. Police say the shooting is still an active investigation with no arrests made yet. Reporting in Spartanburg, Scarlett Lizjak, 7 News.
State news now. Governor Henry McMaster says he is sending 200 of the state's National Guardsmen to Washington, D.C. McMaster says the troops will support law enforcement activities under President Trump's executive order to restore law and order in the District of Columbia. The order states Guardsmen could be immediately recalled if a hurricane or natural disaster impacts the state. Now, the deployment comes after the Trump administration reversed course yesterday, agreeing to leave the city's police chief in control of the department.
President Trump and Russian leader Vladimir Putin met for several hours today to try and discuss the war in Ukraine. Trump said he and Putin did not reach a deal to end Russia's invasion in Ukraine. Putin said they had an understanding, as the two leaders offered very few details about what was discussed. Ukraine's leader Vladimir Zelensky was not invited because he was not there. CBS News correspondent Willie James Inman reports from Anchorage, Alaska.
After meeting for hours of discussions in Alaska, President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin addressed the future of war-torn Ukraine.
We had an extremely productive meeting and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left.
Putin has seized about 20% of Ukraine's territory. In the war, 400,000 Ukrainians have been killed or wounded, and nearly 1 million Russian soldiers. For President Trump, the meeting in Anchorage is an opportunity to show that he can bring peace after more than 3 years of war between Russia and Ukraine. Ahead of Friday's summit, President Trump spoke about his goals.
I want to see a ceasefire rapidly. I don't know if it's going to be today, but I'm not going to be happy if it's not today. Everyone said it can't be today, but I'm just saying I want the killing to stop.
Putin, meanwhile, is demanding that Ukraine renounce his bid to join NATO, limit the size of its military, install a Russia-friendly government, and formally give up land Russia illegally annexed in 2022.
The risk is that Putin is coming with an agenda, and his agenda is his imperial ambitions for Russia, correcting the great geopolitical catastrophe, as he describes it, of the 20th century, the demise of the Soviet Union.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders were not invited to Friday's meeting. Zelensky posted this video in which he pointed out that Russia attacked multiple sites in Ukraine Friday, including a market, adding, quote, "That speaks volumes." Willie James Inman, CBS News, Anchorage, Alaska.
Putin, of course, has been accused of extensive war crimes. Among the questions reporters shouted at him were why he should be trusted and why is he killing civilians. Earlier Friday, Putin ignored those questions.
Also breaking, a man will spend the rest of his life in prison for the 2021 double murder that happened in Anderson. Frank Rhodes shot and killed DeQuavis Tillison and Lorenzo Hunter. This was in February of 2021. Earlier in the day, investigators say Rhodes confronted Tillison about his relationship with Rhodes' stepdaughter. After the shooting, Rhodes went on the run across the southeast with two other men also charged with murders. They were found in Virginia 6 days later. Rhodes will not be eligible for parole.
Malachi, 7 News alert, it could cost you more money to park soon in the city of Greenville. 7 News' Lauren Miller went to find out what people think of that plan.
In and around the Greenville parking garages, you'll see the rates listed like this one, but these rates have not changed since 2019, and now city leaders are looking at upping these prices. On a Friday afternoon, parking garages in the city of Greenville are busy. Cars coming in and out, and they remain packed. But when you exit, the rate you pay could soon be very different. Right now, the first hour is free, and that would stay the same under a new proposal. But the second hour, that would go from $2 to $4. Every hour after that would go from $1 to $2, and daily rates would go up from $7 to $10. Xavier Henderson is spending part of his paycheck every day at this parking garage.
I work downtown, so like every day I'm spending that amount of money, so it does kind of range a lot every week for me, so it's kind of ridiculous.
So he's not a fan of a potential increase.
I think it's kind of crazy. It's already $7 a day, so going up from that, it's gonna run my pockets a little bit, you know.
During the discussion, the city explained how it has the cheapest rates out of Columbia, Charleston, or Raleigh. And if the rates do go up, leaders say the extra money would go towards parking infrastructure maintenance. Anthony Colaxiva says he frequents the garage too, but he says he's okay with paying the increase.
I don't really think much about it. Just I know when I come here, I just got to be more observant to how long I stay here if it's bothering me. It's safer, in my opinion. Parking in a parking garage, weather, everything. I feel like when you're in a parking garage, there's cameras, just the whole environment's safer, which that's why I don't mind it.
City leaders say this is only in the discussion phase. No decisions have been made. In Greenville, Lauren Miller, 7 News.
Raising the event parking fees has also been proposed, an increase from $5 to $10.